wrestling fans? Good talking with you here on the Wrestling Rundown. What, week 116 still?
17.
117. See, I'm behind the times. But for all you people who are fans of Titus O'Neil and Scott Steiner, go fuck off. Alright, we're going to here to talk about Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, we are.
And the fact that it was, for lack of a better term, lackluster.
Yeah. They had all that momentum, man.
They had a lot of momentum, and, you know, I feel like the opening segment for me, I think it didn't hit the sort of crowd reaction that they were hoping for, and it kind of, I think, without going into it, because that's going to be, like, part of our main topic of the night, but I think it really slowed the momentum, because I feel like after that happened, the crowd was just kind of like, for the rest of the thing.
For me, I feel the opposite. I feel like the opening segment was probably the best part.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't a good part. It's just like when I came in, because I came in at the tail end of it, that like the crowd was booing them.
Yeah.
Especially when, you know, we'll go into it later again.
Yeah.
But without going into too much of it, let's talk about the things that didn't matter quite as much.
Yeah,
AKA squash matches.
Yeah, so Bo Dallas is now the newest member of the Who Gets a Jobber squad. He got a guy named Ryan something. I don't even remember what the dude's... it's not even Ryan, it's Kyle Roberts. Where Bo Dallas just Dr. Seuss...
Oh, wow. They just took two of their backstage interviewers and smashed them together.
Yeah. Yeah, so he Dr. Seuss after coming out with a very campaign-y type...
Believe in Bo Dallas.
Yeah. It's not even believe in Bo Dallas, it's believe in Bo.
Well,
and then
we know who he is.
And then he just beat the crap out of the dude, hit him with like a version of the Crossroads, and won. And so he's getting the jobber matches now, because now Braun Strowman and Nia Jax are moving up in the world.
Yeah.
Because Nia Jax had a jobber match, which was apparently with a friend of Alicia Fox named Ann Esposito. She beat the crap out of her.
Or Ratchety Ann.
Ratchety Ann. Yeah, that's what Nia called her. And so Alicia was worried about her, and then that's causing issues between them. So now we're going to get a feud between Nia Jax and Alicia Fox.
Yes.
I'm glad that Nia's doing something. I'm glad that Alicia's doing something. Will it be worth it?
Yeah.
We don't know.
The other guy stepping out of the Job Squad elimination crew is Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
He went against Sin Cara.
Yeah.
Because Sin Cara felt like he had to defend his luchador heritage because Braun Strowman unmasked a white guy.
Braun Strowman destroyed Sin Cara, beat him by countout, and then double palmed the back of his head after the match.
Mm-hmm. Knockout situation.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, by the way, when I was in commentary on Sunday, I used both the phrases knockout situation and tossed him out of the ring like a sack of moldy tangerines.
Awesome.
Yep. Thank you, Mike Quackenbush.
Well, let's see. What else happened?
Charlotte went against Bayley? That was the thing?
Yeah.
Because...
Sure, that was actually the first match of the night.
Yeah.
And the whole thing going into this was Charlotte wanted Dana to take notes because
she had a clipboard and a pen and everything.
Yeah, because Dana has already lost to Bayley, and so
surprise.
So they're having the match, a good match. It's Charlotte and Bayley. You know they're gonna tear it down. But as Charlotte went for an O'Connor roll on Bayley, Bayley kicked out, and Charlotte went face and forearm first into Dana.
Yeah.
Which then distracted Charlotte. She was turned around right into a hugplex, and Bayley picked up the win.
Mm-hmm.
Then Charlotte slapped the shit out of Dana.
Yeah.
Hauled off, and I thought she was gonna have a big old handprint on the side of her face.
Are we talking the backstage slap?
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte, verbally abusive, physically abusive, mentally abusive, kind of a bitch.
Yeah. But nothing was more abusive than the old day situation we had with the club. I just want to get that out of the way.
Yeah, we're going to get this out of the way because we've reached now the most boring segment the New Day has ever been a part of, I think.
And the New Day was the best part. Because
they're the best part of almost every segment they ever do.
But I've never been in a situation where I said, thank God the New Day is out there.
That's every Monday for me.
But for me, usually, like, the segment they're in, it's like, oh, cool, this is good. Now what are the New Day going to add? This was, oh my God, save us, New Day.
Yeah, and it's kind of unfortunate because it was the club.
Yeah, I mean...
Anderson and Gallows, who have been pretty funny as of late with the whole doctor gimmick and then the retirement home shtick. And doing good things, you know, they gave them a lot of momentum having them put out the Dudleys.
Yeah.
But they do a shtick talking about the retirement home thing again, and they bring out the old day. Which, no, I'm going to be real. For me, the most entertaining part of the whole thing was listening to the old Big E try and do the intro.
Yeah, no,
that was funny.
It was funny at that point, and then it just...
It drug on.
It lasted the entire 3 hours of Raw, I felt like.
Yeah, it lasted way too long. It wasn't creative.
It wasn't funny.
The crowd started chanting boring during this segment.
And luckily, just after the crowd started chanting boring, that's when the New Day came out. They tried to add a little bit of funny into it. It didn't really help the situation. It just kind of like smoothed it over a little bit because then people got to go, okay, New Day rocks, yeah, cool. And yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, they made some joke about there being a paradox. If the New Day touched the old versions of themselves, the universe would implode. So they decided they were going to try and beat up the club instead, but when they charged the ring, the club bailed.
Yeah.
As per usual. And then the old day tried to celebrate, but the New Day told them to stop celebrating because they were afraid they were going to throw out their hips. Which I'm pretty sure Kofi told old Kofi, move your old ass out the way. Then New Day started celebrating, and old Big E attempted to attack Big E from behind with his cane.
Big E wasn't having that.
Big E wasn't having that. Xavier and Kofi didn't even notice.
Yeah, Big E...
They were all dancing, and then like he hits it, and then Big E just kind of like...
Big E like cuts the music, looks at both of them, and like, he hit me in the back.
Yeah, he's like...
And then it was on. And then old Big E ended up getting hit with the midnight hour.
Yeah.
And old Xavier Woods couldn't do a damn thing right. He couldn't throw the cane out of the ring. He couldn't throw himself out of the ring.
Wouldn't be surprised if he's got a fucking sprained neck.
Because
Kofi, or was it
Xavier?
Xavier tried to throw him out of the ring, and he hit the ropes with force.
Yeah.
He didn't go out of the ring, but he like went directly into the ropes and just looked like Whiplash City. Yeah. And then he ended up getting thrown out a second time, which worked.
Then
second time's a charm.
Then old Big E gets hit with the midnight hour, and we're done with that.
And the New Day is a thing.
Something that was almost as disappointing as that was, well, I guess it wasn't disappointing that Darren Young won in a match against Jinder Mahal despite Titus O'Neil happening. That was
I detest Titus O'Neil. What are your feelings on Titus O'Neil? Do you dislike him?
I just don't care. He's on the same level as, for me, as Alberto Del Rio. Like, they don't do anything that makes me like them. Like, there was a moment where I was like, okay, Titus is starting to do stuff, but then he, like, plateaued with everything that he does in the ring, and then I was just like, oh, okay, I don't care.
Yeah. So for us, it was sort of a win-win scenario.
Yeah, I mean,
because Titus's interference didn't kill Darren Young's chance at the match, which was, that's where I'd say, hey, Titus didn't get the victory there. Jinder Mahal lost the match, which is your victory.
Yeah.
But then Titus went and ruined it anyways.
Yeah.
Or tried to.
We're literally just leading this up to being a pre-show match at Clash of Champions.
Pretty much.
That's what this is going to be.
With the way it's going, I'm guessing it might actually be a normal show match.
Maybe.
Because I'm thinking of Clash of Champions, the big basis is going to be the championship matches, but that's only going to be Universal Champion, Tag Titles, Women's Champion, and
U.S. Championship.
U.S. Championship. So that's only 4 matches.
True. Okay.
So if it's a normal 3-hour-long pay-per-view, you're probably going to have that match on there, and probably Roman versus someone.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's see. The other 2 matches that we had The Shining Stars actually beat Enzo and Cass.
Good for them.
Which shocked the shit out of me.
I forgot their names for a second.
You did. Even after we were discussing them.
Yeah.
Like, we had literally just said them, and then they won. He's like, hey, what are their names?
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
the Shining
yeah,
Stars.
good for those guys. Yeah, the Shining Stars.
Yeah. Carlitos.
It was good for what's their names.
Good for Carlitos' family.
WWE, please. Please.
We know he's an asshole, but bring Carlito back.
Bring Carlito back. He's not that much of an asshole.
Well, the thing he said in the Hall of Fame.
That was hilarious. That wasn't an asshole. It was hilarious.
It was hilarious to us, but not to WWE management.
No, I mean, just keep check on him and make sure he abides by the wellness policy.
That too.
Then sign Carlito.
Yeah.
Because that would be cool.
Primo ended up stopping Enzo. Cass chased him around, chased him back in the ring. He took a crossbody from Enzo. Cass then brought Primo to the outside, and while he was beating up Primo, Epico rolled up Enzo.
Yeah, because Epico's the legal man.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't have been focusing on Primo.
Yeah. Well,
if anything, Cass should have ran him towards the locker room.
Yeah.
Because they took the RI off. They took the RI off the ball and lost because of it.
Thought you were from Canada for a second there.
I was on demo mode for all my accents.
And then we had match number 3 in the best of 7 series between Sheamus and Cesaro, where Sheamus destroyed Cesaro.
Yeah, Cesaro sporting an owl emoji made out of the K tape on his back. Basically an owl-shaped tramp stamp of tape.
Yeah. Which was a big, giant target for Sheamus.
Absolutely.
It should have just spelled Sheamus hit me here.
At this point, I really hope next week Cesaro shows up and has K tape all over his entire body in tattoo designs.
It's
Could look like bald Randy Orton of just made out of tape.
Oh jeez.
Maybe he'll have a tearaway suit made out of K tape.
That would hurt so bad. It's just actually stuck to him. He's just ah! He's so hairy that would hurt so much.
But he would only have this hair left.
Just strips and weird designs. Anyway, yeah, he got the shit kicked. It was backbreaker after backbreaker after backbreaker. The ref asked him if he wanted to stop. He said no, and he got kicked in the face for it.
Yeah, the one good thing about that was the cameraman was close up on Cesaro because they kept doing good close ups on Cesaro to capture the pain faces and the selling.
Yeah, and the referee was right there asking him if he wanted to give up.
They didn't pull back in time to catch the setup for the bro kick, so you just kind of saw Sheamus morph into screen, and you got a really good close up of the boot to the face.
Yeah, it was just all Sheamus's foot all of a sudden just connect with Cesaro's face, and now Sheamus is up 3-0 against Cesaro.
Fuck you.
But that just means that there's either one more Sheamus win or 4 Cesaro wins.
If there is one more Sheamus win.
And then,
silver lining, if there is one more Sheamus win, at least it's fucking over.
That's true. So it's oh god, but what if match number 7 is the last Sheamus win? Will it be worth to see Cesaro win 3 times in a row if Sheamus no? It's either Sheamus Sheamus ends it now or Cesaro sweeps the
Clash of
next
Champions is in 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, I don't know the exact date off the top of my head.
If they do the final match at Clash of Champions, that's probably going to be one of the filler matches.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
And Sheamus wins.
Moving on.
The things I'm going to do are so bad I can't speak them out loud.
That's fair.
But murdering you is one of them.
We had one of the most nerve-wracking segments for me.
Yeah.
Because it was announced earlier in the day on Twitter that Sasha Banks had bad news that she was going to deliver on Raw. And
little did we know, she was actually pregnant, and she was naming her baby after Bad News Brown, and she was going to air the delivery live on Raw.
No, that was Enzo. Enzo delivered the baby on Raw. Yeah, that happened. Watch Raw. Yeah, it happened. No.
What do you like how I spun that all together?
Yeah.
Delivered Bad News.
Yeah.
Bad News Brown. Okay. Here's the thing. Wrestling references. WrestleMania 4, anybody? Come on. You won a Battle Royal.
Black dude. Chin beard.
Yeah. Did a move called the Ghetto Blast.
Yeah. He's a scary dude. No, so
couldn't wrestle worth
so
shit.
she comes out and she has, what you'd like. We've seen so many lately, with the Dudley Boys leaving a couple weeks ago, Daniel Bryan having to retire,
Finn Balor having to give up the belt.
Yeah, there's been so many of these speeches where, oh my God, we have to say goodbye to someone we enjoy watching on TV. And so she comes out and she starts talking about how, the build of the women's revolution, starting with Moolah, Mae Young, Luna Vachon,
Alundra Blaze,
all of these just past women who just broke the mold, and then moving into Lita and Trish, and then up until last year when her, Becky, and Charlotte all came up to the main roster.
Yeah. Talking about the end of the bikini contests and the bra and panties matches and the weird gimmicky bullshit.
Yeah, and just the revolution that she was so excited to be.
Still slightly set back from reality TV show, but
she's so excited that she's gotten to be a part of this revolution of women's wrestling, and then she talks about how every story has an end, and that she came here to deliver bad news, and before she's able to do that, Dana comes out. And Dana comes down and says, because she addresses the fact that Charlotte tried to break her back at SummerSlam, and she tried to take her out and all this stuff. So Dana interrupts before she can actually deliver the news that she came to deliver. And Dana's like, okay, well, I'm going to use your broken body to start working my way up, and so I can become a women's champion and all this stuff. So she gets in, tries to attack Sasha. Sasha flips it.
Yeah, she threw the microphone right into Sasha's ovaries.
Yeah, no, legit. Doubled her over. She was aiming for the vagina.
That was a giant W to the baby maker.
Literally a giant W.
It was the W stick to the baby maker. That's also what George Bush calls himself in bed.
God, moving on.
W stick.
Gross. Moving on. I don't even know what she was setting up for, but Sasha turns it around, hits the bank statement, and then gets back on the microphone and goes, oh, by the way, my bad news is not for you, it's for Charlotte. It's that I'm coming to Clash of Champions and I'm taking back the women's title. So, oh my God, my heart skipped a few beats, but now I can rest easy knowing that Sasha's okay and she's back on TV. Thank you, God.
So, Sasha's getting ready to use her championship rematch.
I'm okay with that.
Hey, I mean, despite the fact that she was hurt during their match last time,
oh yeah,
they pulled off an awesome match.
Absolutely, they had
a little bit of a wonky ending because I'm pretty sure they changed it on the fly.
Probably.
But I'm kind of excited because these two are just notorious for tearing the house down.
Yeah, I think taking the title off of Sasha was really just
precautionary.
It was like, hey, we don't know the severity of the situation. Let's make sure we have someone to run with the title so we don't have to do some wonky relinquishing or just have you lose the title randomly on whatever show. Let's have this transition. Let's have Charlotte champion and see what happens. Whew. All right, cool. Sasha's good. Awesome. And now we have Bayley on Raw, so we're adding a little bit more star power to that Raw women's division. So now for the main storyline. Over the course of the night, what started it was this is something that you missed.
Kevin Owens celebration.
Well, there was something before that.
Oh.
It was earlier in the day. Mick Foley has been trying to get a hold of Stephanie over the course of the week because he is not convinced that she didn't know Triple H was going to come out last week and ruin the ending to the match. And Mick Foley.
Because she was trying really hard to convince people that she didn't know anything.
Yeah, because he walks up on her and she's actually doing on a phone call saying, "Hey, we need balloons, we need fireworks, we need everything for this celebration for Kevin Owens because I don't want this to be a lackluster moment on Raw."
Yeah.
And so Mick Foley walks in while she's trying to do all these big things for Kevin Owens, but she's also trying to play it like she didn't know Triple H was coming out and all this stuff. And so Foley goes on really...
Did you end up seeing the post-Raw
segment
where Seth was yelling?
Yeah, Seth was
mad. So I'm pretty sure... I think in the storyline, we're going to find out that Steph was completely in the clear.
I wouldn't be surprised. I definitely think this was legit Triple H acting on his own.
Yeah. Which I think that's going to be something that's going to cause a little contention between the two of them.
Yeah.
There's going to be a little on-screen tension between Trips and Steph.
Which
is the first time since WrestleMania 18.
Yeah, so 2002? Something like that. Yeah, 2002. Because 2004 was 20. We know that.
WrestleMania 2000 was the unnumbered one because it would have been 16.
Yeah, it is 16. So Mick Foley is he's trying to he's trying to convince Stephanie hey, you and me, we've known each other for a long time. I'll always. He talks about the first time they met was after the Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker. It's I'm broken and I've got a tooth stuck up my nose and there's just this innocent little girl, no makeup, with a really shy smile, and we were friends from that point on. So me being the guy with the tooth up my nose and you being that shy little girl, tell me why I should believe that you had nothing to do with Triple H coming out. And she's
a grown ass man. He can do what he wants.
She's trying to convince him that she had nothing to do with it. So we go out to the ring. There's the big celebration, balloons, fireworks. Kevin Owens is champion.
Kevin Owens is in a suit.
Yeah, he's in a suit. It's a big deal when Kevin Owens is wearing a suit.
Fat Canadian Crowley.
A little bit, actually. Shout out to you, Supernatural friends. Friends.
Supernatural Friends is our Justice League.
Anyway, so this is Kevin Owens running his mouth, talking about how he deserves to be the champion, all this stuff. Rollins is not having it.
No.
He comes out to one of the biggest pops he's ever gotten, which is exciting because if they are going for this babyface switch, I think it's working.
To an extent.
Yeah, to an extent because
I want to. This is where we're getting into the territory where I was talking about.
So he comes out and has this really impassioned, he's so mad at Stephanie for backstabbing him. You were my friend. We've been through all this stuff together. You said you had my back, and then Triple H comes out and does this. This is bull crap. And then Kevin Owens is like, hey, guess what? Maybe you just aren't as good as you think you are. One of the lines he said was, "It seems as of late the architect has been drawing blueprints for failure," and that set Rollins off. And Rollins starts punching Kevin Owens in the face, and drops Kevin Owens to the outside. In which Stephanie decides the best course of action is to suspend Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Until
Mick Foley says, "No, he's not," because he has a legitimate gripe for the reason he didn't get the championship match. So, and so he ends up getting put in, Kevin Owens is supposed to give him the title match at Clash of Champions. And so then we go to a backstage segment where Kevin is like, "Oh yeah."
Well, that's where I want to pause.
Okay.
Because Seth Rollins comes out, big pop.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, though, is also very popular. But I think the reason why the crowd likes both of these guys is because they're good at being dicks. They're good at being assholes.
Mm-hmm.
And when Foley set the match, Clash of Champions, Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins, there was a good amount of booing coming from the crowd.
I think it's because people wanted to see it then. Because how did you? I mean, I knew this was going to be the match. How what?
I think WWE thought that they could bank on this 1 week flip to get Seth over enough or Kevin Owens heelish enough that the crowd would be like, yeah, let's fucking have this match. But I just don't think there was enough time. Like, it should have waited a week or two. I think we should have had more actually explanation. Why did this happen? More, let's have a confrontation. Where's Triple H? Have Seth be looking for Triple H. Have something else to get Seth a little more on the babyface edge if we're going to announce this match, because it was just kind of it was not reacted to in a positive manner.
Yeah. Well, and then so they tried to get. I mean, Seth Rollins already getting a good face pop. So we go to the back. Kevin Owens is like, oh yeah, that makes sense. First he's getting suspended, and so instead he punches me in the face and you give him a title match. And so Kevin Owens is just like losing his mind. And Mick Foley's like, okay, well, if you want to come over here and yell at me, I'm going to reward you with a match. So tonight in the main event, you get to face your friend Sami Zayn. We're already stepping back into that territory?
Yep.
Don't get me wrong, I knew that eventually when one of these guys won the championship, we were going to go back to it. But did we have to go back to it all of a sudden?
No. It's what happens when... and I kind of feel like it might have been them feeling they were backed into a corner because the crowd just wasn't hot. And they thought, well, what's a match that usually gets the crowd hot? Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. The big deal breaker here is that at Battleground, when they had their match, that was supposed to be finito.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they had already screwed themselves by a few days earlier, drafting them both to the same show.
Yeah.
So there was
they
already...
started shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, so it's already, okay, well, we know they're going to come across each other eventually because they're both on Monday Night Raw. And so now we're almost 2 months removed from the brand split, and they're back at it again.
Yeah. We haven't made it a whole year from Battleground.
Yeah, we haven't even made it 2 months from Battleground, and they're already fighting each other again.
And then, not to just skip ahead, but it was also definitely one of the more lackluster showings that they've had against each other.
It felt like they didn't know what else to do.
Yeah, and it fits the way I felt like. I felt like they threw that match together to try and get the crowd hot, as a reaction, because it's live. So everything's changing on the fly. They have to change things on the fly to anticipate the crowd.
Yeah, because they don't know what to expect when they go with the crowd.
So, I feel like maybe Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn weren't supposed to be working each other that night. They're like, let's put these guys together because these guys will get the crowd going. This match, everyone will get excited for this match. And then it was kind of a lackluster show because maybe they're they didn't have anything set. They were like, oh shit, what do we do?
Yeah.
Because let's do something, or it just could be they ran out of ideas because they've gone so balls to the wall. Every other thing, they're like, what else can we do?
And I feel like they were more successful on the other side of the Universal title situation because Jericho came in this backstage segment and argued his way into a match against Seth Rollins. And him and Rollins tore the house down. They had a fantastic match. And so as far as getting more babyface points for Seth Rollins, putting him against someone who gains heat like nobody's business nowadays in Jericho, and they have a killer match, they built Rollins up a little bit more.
Yeah.
The problem is they didn't capitalize on this and have Rollins come out at the end of the show.
Yeah, here's another...
This would have been... Okay, so Kevin Owens beats Sami Zayn. Sammy's still selling that...
Rollins beats Jericho earlier in the night.
Yeah.
Zayn gets beat by Owens.
Yeah, Zayn's still selling the ankle, can't hit the haluva kick, gets hit with a powerbomb, Kevin Owens wins. Lackluster finish, but you're thinking, okay, this is where Seth Rollins comes out, gets his one up on Kevin Owens. Instead, we get Roman Reigns, who, like you said, should also be looking for Triple H. But instead is coming out after Kevin Owens, who didn't even eliminate him from the match last week. And there's nothing even happening between them, and Foley comes out and says, I can see that Roman Reigns wants a piece of this too, so next week we're going to do Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, and if Roman Reigns wins, he gets added to Owens versus Rollins, and it's a triple threat match. So you've already taken a match that you made far too quickly, and now you've added a guy that no one wants to see near the title picture, potentially.
You put him in the title picture.
I think I know where this is going.
I just want to say this right now. Rusev misses this week, and everything goes to shit.
That's where
he's got to be the goddamn glue of Monday Night Raw. Apparently,
that's where I think they're going to set it right. Is they're not going to put Reigns in the situation. I still feel like Rusev is going to cost Roman Reigns that match next week.
I hope to God he
because it makes absolutely no sense that they did an entire unnecessarily long segment on Raw between Rusev and Lana versus Roman Reigns. Did absolutely nothing for a U.S. title match at SummerSlam, and if that's the way they're going to fucking end that, there has to be something more. So, I'm hoping and praying that Rusev is the reason that Roman Reigns loses next week. So we just get the one-on-one. That, and then, on top of that, people will be like, okay, cool, Rusev just beat the hell out of Roman Reigns. That's awesome. And then you have Seth Rollins come out and beat the hell out of Kevin Owens, and that'll get people more excited for that.
Yeah.
That's how you fix this.
I'm also feeling like this could have been something else that was done on the fly, because I feel like we might be winding up to something that are going, okay, Rollins isn't getting... Which, again, we're only a week away from him being the top heel guy on the Raw brand.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get the crowd to flip that fast. I'm sorry. Unless you had, like, Triple H hit him with a car. Not just screw him out of a match. Because that was the other big deterrent, is that the crowd popped big time for Kevin Owens winning the championship.
Yeah.
But I think what they're going to do is probably, within the next week or two, Jericho versus Rollins and Reigns.
Yeah, no.
So I think what they're going to do is they're going to try and capitalize on this whole, 2/3 of the Shield reuniting to try and get the crowd excited and more on Seth's side.
But
it could work, but it's very, very potentially possible that it could do the exact opposite, and Roman Reigns' bad juju will rub off on Seth Rollins.
Yeah, see, I don't think that Roman teaming with Seth is going to have nearly as much of an effect as Roman teaming with Dean did, because that was just natural, because they came out of the Shield as babyfaces. It made sense to keep them together because they still trusted each other. Now, I know you're doing it specifically to make it like, can they coexist to take out Jericho? Can they do that? What does that do for either of them? It's not going to make Roman Reigns any more of a babyface.
No, and that's the thing, is it's not, and here's where it's the issue for me. And it's the same thing they were doing with Zayn, putting Zayn and Owens together and having Roman come out, is like, none of this is benefiting the people involved in these storylines.
Yeah.
I feel like all of this is being thrown in to try and appease the fans versus let's benefit the actual wrestlers. Because if you do stuff that will benefit the actual wrestlers, the fans will go along.
Yeah.
what you're doing is you're just going, things the people like, and if you do that, if you're just feeding the fans things that they like, but there isn't a rhyme or reason to it, the fans are going to see through this whole thing and go, okay, like what we're doing now, why the fuck is any of this actually happening?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah, cool, these are all things that normally we enjoy, but we're not enjoying them right now because they're being presented to us in a way that doesn't make a goddamn lick of sense.
Yeah. So, you know what? I think if they're going to do that tag match that you said, and I want Rusev to get involved, I'm seeing a 6-man tag match. Because I'm seeing Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Sami Zayn versus Jericho and Rusev.
The spiffiest Shield. They're all going to come out in flak jackets and grandpa hats.
We can only hope.
I just want to see Roman Reigns come out and do the little Sami Zayn jig.
I don't think he can. He doesn't have enough rhythm for that shit.
Could you imagine if... like,
I'd pop.
Could you... Because, I mean, in his entire fucking career in WWE, Roman Reigns hasn't done anything but walked the ring stoically.
Yeah. And as angry as possible.
Yeah. But imagine if he came out trying to dance.
Still got that angry look on his face. Oh, man. Oh, Raw, we had such good things to say about you last week. That's it for the Raw review. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Yeah, comment about your feelings about this whole title shenanigans that they're trying to do and fucking themselves over with. Also, you could comment on any of our social medias that are down in the description. You can tweet at us what you think. You can comment on the Facebook page. You can comment on Instagram. You can Snapchat this guy if you want.
Yeah.
It's all down there in the description.
Wow,
also,
you said that and my phone buzzed.
Hey, they're already snapping you. You can also, if you don't want to watch this, you can listen to us podcast style. For those of you listening to us podcast style, you can come over to the YouTubes and you can watch us because there's extra videos.
I wanna give you guys a little bit of homework.
Uh-oh.
If you were as...
Nobody likes homework.
If you guys were as underwhelmed with this Monday Night Raw as we are, if you were booking the show,
ooh,
how would you recover this?
That's good.
Put that in the comments.
Please do.
I'm interested.
Uh,
He's normally the guy that goes through and reads the comments, and if something like cool pops up, he'll mention it to me. I want to go through and read these comments specifically to see if you guys come up with cool ideas.
Yeah. Brittany, I know you're always one to jump on. Let us know what you do to fix this whole situation.
Absolutely. Go, Brittany. Let's do it.
Anybody else, please comment. Let us know what you do. Yeah, extra videos this week. We're going to have Backlash predictions.
Yeah. And we had a special King of Trios results video.
Yes.
Specifically by itself.
Because it's long.
So we didn't make indie news like an hour long.
Yeah, it's long. So if you really want to know what happened in King of Trios,
it's there.
Check it out. You can also check it out podcast style. It's the first ever extra podcast that we're putting up.
Mm-hmm.
Other extra video you're gonna get the second half of the quarterfinals in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Absolutely.
That'll be coming out after the NXT review, which we also have the return of Lucha Underground this week.
Yeah, so the midweek wrap-up is going to be flippier than normal.
Yeah, so look forward to that. Check out Reasonable Wrestling Fans, because coming out later this week, you're going to get to see it. The fallout from our SummerSlam predictions. You're going to get to see this guy over here hit me with a kendo stick.
Yes, the kendo stick is in studio now.
It's just off camera. It's terrifying.
I'm going to probably conduct an interview with it while we're here.
But you only get to see that if you go to our other channel. That's Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
Reasonable with a W, just like wrestling.
Yeah. Where we do YouTube-eater stuff. We do...
reviews, unboxings, and the like.
We don't do reviews.
I meant reactions. The other one that starts with the R.
We do the reaction. Oh God, I almost did it.
We do the reactions here. No, we do the reviews here. We do the reactions there. We do unboxings there. We do debates there. We do challenges there. We will do challenges there. We do.
There might even be an unboxing this week. I don't know.
We do stuff that's not sit on this couch and talk about Raw.
Indeed. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next. What the fuck, WWE?
Fuck Sheamus.